Hello and welcome to the debut episode of DraftGym TV. You are joined by me, Andy, FPL Teach Mode, and I'm going to be guiding you through our brand new stream. So obviously we have got our brand new stream here. We've got all our new graphics. FPL Captain has made these for us and he's just an absolute genius. As you can see, we are geared up to the European Championships Euro 2020 in 2021 and we are very, very excited to get started. This will be our start of things, and then we're going to be looking at going into FanTeam Premier League when the season starts next season as well. Now, the big thing that we're obviously wanting to do every week is to help you win some money. So we are going to be helping you pick your teams, pick your stacks. We're all about stacks. You'll find out about that. And also trying to think how to win your money in terms of, do you want to be in the money and make sure you're just winning money every week, or do you want to go big and try and win those big prizes? Now, the Euro challenge, the Euro team, if we have a look here, is a £1 million prize pool, which is just ridiculous. £1 million. Obviously, one person doesn't get £1 million, but that prize pool is shared between an awful lot of people. So if you play your cards right in the tournament long game, you can do very well. What we're going to be doing is offering you some previews as the Euros counts down. So we're going to be showing you all of the groups, talking about all the predicted lineups and all the bargains and key players that we think you need to have in your team. And then when the competition starts, we're then going to be focusing on the weekly monsters. So every week, how are we going to try and win as much money as possible? So I'm probably going to be entering at least 2 entries into the tournament long competition, and then I'll be definitely doing 2 or 3 weekly monsters every week. So it's going to be some fun. You know, this summer we're not going to be relaxing and chilling out after FPL. We're going to be going for it. And then as soon as the Euros finishing, we're going to be starting our content ready for the season long FanTeam competition for the Premier League and focusing on all the monsters there as well. Now today, what I thought we would do is, as I said, guide us through this a little bit. As you can see, we've got down below here, we've got the player list with all the prices. Those are definitely going to be updated before the Euro starts because they're missing a few players at the moment and players are coming back from injury, so those should definitely be updated. At the very bottom, we've got our odds, so you can see what odds certain players and certain teams have. And I like the decimals. Sorry about that. So it's not fractions, but I do like the decimals. And then on this side, got to get used to this. On this side, we also have our screen where I'm going to be putting all the important information. And as always, as well, DraftGym is who I work for. They're the guys that put up the money for the stream. And we have an absolute plethora of information on our website. So make sure you go on to draftgym.com. We are constantly posting differentials. We're posting key players for the week. We're posting best stacks. We've got so much content on there. So make sure you go on there. Now, just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, I am going to be dropping 6 different streams to talk through the different groups. This is just an example of what I predict to be the lineup for Italy, and we're going to be doing this for each team. This is subject to change. This is just what we've been using at the moment. I have been working very closely with Motley Barnett's in the community, and he's been offering me lots of insight into what he thinks the lineups are going to look like. As you can see here with Italy, I mean, I can straight away see some fantastic bargains in this Italy team. Yes, you're probably looking at that striker up front, Belotti, and thinking, I'm not sure whether it's going to be him. It might be Immobile up front. It could be either or at the moment, but Belotti has been featuring a lot during the qualifications. Now, for me, straight away, and I'm not going to give too much away, I'm looking at Chiesa, left wing. He's a cracking player. Had a fantastic season for Juve this year. And I'm also looking at Bonucci. 5.5 million for Bonucci, who's nailed. Bastoni next to him probably isn't nailed. Chiellini might come in there depending on how his injuries continue to progress towards the tournament start. So that is just a little bit of a sneak peek as to what I'm going to be offering you as the season goes on and as the previews go on as well. Now, I thought I would offer you a little bit of a treat for coming on and subscribing. Thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you very much for liking if you have already. I'm going to talk you through my weekend monster. So I'm going to be doing this every single week when the season starts next year. And I thought this week, because there isn't any Euro stuff I can show you, not until we really lock in our teams, I'm going to show you what my weekly monsters look like. Now, the first weekly monster I've got to show you is my In the Money team. This is my team that I think are pretty certain to get in the money. I've got Guaita and Ward at the back. Yes, they've got that double up there, so they do lose a point because of the stacking. Because they lose a point because of stacking, but I quite like that in terms of defence at the moment. They're not the best defensively, but you've got to back some cheap defenders at some point to try and attack the attackers. So I have got a triple stack on Southampton, Walker, Peters, Armstrong and Adams. I did fancy Ings, and Ings might make his way in there, but I do quite like the Southampton triple up this week. Speaking of triple ups, I was very close to Everton and Spurs triple ups here. I think because of the price of them though, just 2 doubles is absolutely fine. Dean, if they keep a clean sheet, which is very, very likely against Sheffield United at home, and he could get an attack in return as well. Calvert-Lewin's the main man. I've even given him the captaincy this week as well. I believe captaincy on Calvert-Lewin is a pretty good shout this week. I like the fact he might not be very highly captained compared to someone like Kane or someone like Salah. And actually, I think Calvert-Lewin's got more opportunity to get a haul than anybody else against this Sheffield United team that is awful at the moment, literally awful. So I'm quite happy with that Calvert-Lewin pick there. Kane and Bale, I think, speaks for themselves. Why Bale over Son? I think a lot of people will be going for Son, but I think Bale starts, and I think Bale could have an absolute field day against this Wolves team. So I'm quite happy owning Bale. The only thing I would say is that with Bale in my team, if he doesn't start, with the safety net feature coming in, I'm not going to get a very good Spurs mid, unfortunately. I think it might go to Mora, and even he might not start. And then all of a sudden you're looking at someone like Ndombele. So, yeah, it's a risk, but actually I'm happy to take that risk. And then in midfield, I have gone a little bit differential there. I've gone for Grosch and Trossard. That is simply to do with the way they can return if they play well, and also to do with the fact that I fancy Brighton to score against West Ham. If Declan Rice is back, then I could be changing my mind quite quickly, but I do fancy them to do something against West Ham. So this is my in the money team, and as I said, every week I will be talking you through an in the money team that I think should finish well. Won't win anything, but should finish something. I have no problem with people going all out for Liverpool, all out for Spurs. Just be aware, and I'll talk about this every week as well, if you're going big on a lot of players, you're sacrificing it somewhere. Mine is usually in defence, so I usually try and pick a team that I think will keep a clean sheet that are quite cheap. And this week it's Crystal Palace against Aston Villa. So we'll see how this one goes. I'm fairly confident. I love my forward line. So let's move on now to our second treat, which is This is our boom or bust team. Now, I've still got Calvert-Lewin as my captain. That is because I don't think he's going to be highly owned. I don't think he's going to be highly captained, but I do think he's going to return very well. So he is still my captain in this one. And then, when you look a little bit further on, I have gone for 5 at the back. I've still got Guaita in goal, and I've got Mitchell as well. I've doubled up on that Everton defence. Keane can be absolutely lethal from set pieces when he wants to be, and Dean is still in there as well. I've gone for the triple up of West Ham in this one, so I like the fact that the Brighton double up in my other team is completely different to my West Ham triple up in this team. I've actually gone for Trent and Mane in this one as well. The reason I like Mane is on his day, and he's looking quite good at the moment, on his day he could be brilliant. You know, he can absolutely haul when he wants to, and he can match Salah when he wants to as well. So I'm really hoping on this one that Salah doesn't do a lot as most people's captain, and Mane does do something. So you never know, that might happen. And I've also got Zaha, the people's troll, in the middle there as well. So when we're looking at this team, yes, I don't usually like playing 5 at the back, but I saw such value in the back. I think Mitchell at 6 million is ridiculous, especially if he does start. If he doesn't start, I'm a little bit in the mud there. But Trent, Keane and Dean should all be doing very well for me this week. Calvert-Lewin is captain. He's going to be captain in all of my teams. I think he's going to be the best player this week. Antonio, Lingard and Soufal a triple up, I always fancy. And a Crystal Palace triple up while you can. Yeah, why not? I like that. So those are my teams for this week, and I will be entering both of those in. I haven't decided whether I'm going to go for the £2 or the £20 ones yet, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. Now, thank you very much for coming in and watching our first debut stream. I couldn't be more excited to get this thing going. I've been talking about it for so long with captains, so long with everybody at DraftGym. Korf, who's in the community, who's doing all the DraftGym tweets as well. We just can't wait to get started. And when the Euros start, we're just going to be pumping out so much content for you. We are going to be doing content, like I said, before the Euro starts, talking through all the teams, all the groups, and all the rules, and all the things that we picked up playing DFS that we think is going to really, really help you do well. So, and that's all we want. So if you've enjoyed this stream and you feel like you fancy getting a bit more or a few more tips as the year goes on and as this summer progresses as well, then make sure to subscribe and give us a like, and make sure you give us some comments as well. I'd love it, because this is my first foray into YouTube, so I'm looking forward to chatting and creating a bit of a DraftGym TV community. So from all of us at DraftGym and to all of you, we hope you have a lovely weekend, and we wish you the best of luck. Oi oi.